Okay, in this video we're going to learn how to filter arcs into toolpath for 3D toolpaths. So here what you see on the screen is a Z-level finish. Okay, if we go and look at this, you can see my basic settings. I'm not using anything special here. The only thing I do have turned on is generate circles for lead-ins and lead-outs, and that'll basically only affect the arc on and arc off toolpath. But from there, if we go ahead and look at the details, you right-click on the toolpath, go to Miscellaneous Operations, go to Details. This gives you actually the breakdown of the motion described. So here, we're starting at that point, go down to there, feed down to there, then we cut that first face, right? So if we go and look at that, you can see this is all just linear interpret toolpath. Okay? That's by default what 3-axis toolpath creates. Now, what we want to do is we actually want to fit arcs to that. Well, before we do that, let's go back into this operation and look at our program tolerance. So here, you can see I'm programming to 1,000th tolerance. So now what I'm going to do is select my toolpath, right mouse button click, go to 3D, and choose Optimize 3D. In this dialog box, I'm going to go to High Speed Machining and turn Circle Interpolation on. And here, play with the tolerance. Now, to start with, I'm going to leave it at the same tolerance I programmed at. So I'm going to say OK. Turn that one off, and now we have the optimized operation. Toolpath looks the same. If I go in here back to Details, again, you see your approach point, right? Wrap it down. Now in this case, instead of plunging down, it's arcing on. And now here's our toolpath link. And now here you can see we're cutting segments of circles, some lines, another circle, another line. And that's using the same tolerance of programming. Okay? So there's 10 lines of G-code that'll be output to do this first circular toolpath. Let's see if we play with that, what happens. So here, I'm just going to double the tolerance. Okay. We'll let it filter. And now let's go to Details. So again, we're coming down. There's our arc move on. Here's that first toolpath. And now we're cutting that big circle, a little circle there, a little line segment. Then we're moving over. Circle, complete circle, little line segment. Okay, so this filter will actually help output arcs. If we go down to, let's go find ourselves some of the other toolpath. There we go. So here you can see we're cutting circles, lines, couple lines, circles. So it's a lot smoother toolpath. The best way to get the arc filter to work is to loosen your tolerance a little bit. So if you actually want to program it at like a 1,000 tolerance when you're running it on your machine, I would first change your Z-level tolerance to maybe a 0.5 to maybe a few tenths. And then this way you can loosen up the arc filter to 1,000, 1,500, something like that. You'll get your best results. Now, the performance of this will vary based on the different machinery that's out there, so you have to do some test cuts to find out which settings work best for you. Also, this arc filter only works on toolpath that are cutting in a standard plane. So the Z-level toolpath works because it's cutting in an XY plane. If you did a parallel plane machining that was cutting through the XZ plane or the YZ plane, you could also apply arcs there as well. Okay, so just to show you what the output looks like now, if I go here to ISO process, and let's go find just find some type of post. Do it this way, it's faster. Okay, so here, feeding down, you do have a couple linear moves, of course, but now you see some G2s in there. Got some linear moves, some G1s, G0s. But anyways, we're putting arcs in based on where we can fit arcs.